Okay, so hopefully this will be almost the last segment, but we're getting to the crux of the matter. And no matter how big that circle was, and remember that the circle was made this big so that we came back to C. There was no problem. You don't see any markups up here, stop signs or anything. It came back to its same pattern. And again, just to review, we start on the C-shaped C, and then we go through the cage circle of C. We have the A-shaped C. We have the G-shaped C. We have the E-shaped C, and all of the 12 tones in between at their different shapes. The D-shaped C, and then I had to go one more to prove it returned to the C-shaped C. Here's our circle of string-shaped circles, okay? These are in fifths. So if you have a C shape on the bottom, you go to the second string is going to be a D shape, the third string, G shape, third string going to be D shape, etc., 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 etc. We even have some modal stuff we're going to be covering in the lessons to come. So we're back over here. We start on a G-shaped A. Now we want to go to the fifth of that, and we're going to play it, I guess, pentatonically, so that we don't go into the key of E. It's going to be a D shape. And the reason why that is starting from a G shape here, when we move a pattern down, the new bottom string is going to be a fifth from the original bottom string. So the fifth of G is D. We're going to use a D string shape. Now it matches up right there. Brick wall matches up. All three of them match up. We started here with an A G string shape. The fourth gave us a C string shape. The fifth gives us a D string shape. Look at that. Brick wall right there, except when we go to the D string shape pentatonic, we're going to peel off early and we're not going to play the fourth, but we start on the same note. So this is your F sharp right here. It's the sixth of the parent key. It's the third of the fourth, and it's the second of the fifth. Remember, so the fifth of A is E, okay, and that's that 2, all right, is the third of the E. No, that 2 is the second in the D shape. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Just got phased out. The F sharp is the second of the E, which is the fifth of the A. I don't like to give the thing lip service. I like to show it. Lip service means you just talk about it, but you don't prove it. You know, it gets to be too hard to follow if I'm telling you X is the fifth of Y is the fourth of Z. Makes sense. I'm covered. You know, I explained it, but you know, when someone says that and I'm the student, I'm like, what? So, but that's what it is. The same F sharp, which originally was the sixth of A, okay, when we go to the fourth, it becomes the third of D. F sharp's the third of D, F sharp's the second of E, F sharp's the sixth of A. Now, it's the shape building and the pattern building is important here. And this is also important that we're doing an S3L here. We're doing an S2C here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Because normally for my shape fitting, I've only been showing this for now, and I'm going to get both of these guys here. So again, it's brick wall right here, like you're stacking bricks. But when we get to the D shape, we're going to peel off early. And we're going when we get to the third, all right, we're just going to go into this pentatonic stack here. All right, we just had a little interruption there. That's okay. So I put up here shape fit. So this is important for shape fitting. And here we have essentially an S2C, an S3D, and then an S2C on top of it. And as you could guess, an S3D would go on top of that. So all I really have to do is show the top and the bottom, because you know that the S3D sits on top of that brick wall right there with diatonic. So that's shape fitting, and it's important. So let's look at it. So remember, we're over here. We're over here. What we were working in A. I had a little interruption. My wife's got some concerns about the yard. The yard. Yardly. Okay. So we're looking at these three guys here, right? So we got E-shaped, an E-shaped D. Oh no, we were in we weren't looking at that. We were looking at a different one. All right, now that we're zoomed in, we have to make the line smaller. So we were looking at an A shape, and that A shape was a G-shaped A, right? Was it not? We were looking at a G-shaped A. Wow, we are having fun here today. So here it is right here, and we have our shape fitting. It's a G-shaped A right here. One more time with the lines. Sorry about this. Yeah, I had a little interruption there. G-shaped A, C-shaped D. So this is the area we're looking at here. All right. So we start with a G-shaped A. I'm doing this in A for you folks. I could do it in C. It'd be easier for me, but it's a good exercise to get used to moving the pattern and not looking for the notes. Because like I said in last time's lesson, with guitar, it matters how you play it. What are you thinking when you're playing what you're playing? Are you playing it in a way that keeps that's helpful towards the way that you're playing the entire, what are you doing? You know, because I can play something in three different ways, right? I can play a pentatonic scale in A. I can just play it by memory, and I usually do. It's kind of got an A shape like that on the fretboard. So that's how I can play that like that. But I can also play in string shapes. The fifth of A goes to E string shape, but I'm going to do that pentatonic. And then the fifth of E string shape goes to the C string shape, augmented fifth. Okay, fifth of C goes to the G string shape, 6/7 root. Fifth of G goes to the D string shape, 2/3/4. Fifth of 2/3/4 D string shape goes to the A string shape again. So that's another way I look at it. Another way I can play that whole pattern is just with this, doing an A string shape on the bottom, 5/6, and then doing an S4E. That's an S4E. Okay, so it matters how you look at how you're playing it. So with 5/6, we can look at that as the top part of an S3 D. So D goes to A. We start at the A here. Here's the top part of the S3D, and then go into an S2C. Then you start another S3D there. You do the bottom part again. It matters how you look at how you're playing. That doesn't mean that any way is wrong. It just means that you don't want to rely on the old way of doing something if you're trying to learn the new way of doing it. So we're in the last minute of this segment here. So, and my neighbor just got home, so things are kind of like heating up. So maybe we'll just finish the lesson up and with this last situation here. We do want to get to replacing the strings. When you go to the fifth of a G shape, you're going to replace the bottom string with the fifth of that. So 2/3/4 becomes the fifth, and in the E shape. Okay, because remember that F sharp becomes the second. Hey, we're out of time. Check the link instructions below for the Facebook page. Group members apply for group membership, and have a great day. It's